What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Tuesday, April 11th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 10-game MLB slate tonight. We absolutely crushed it with the picks yesterday. Now, this slate's a lot more difficult. We don't have the smash plays like we did yesterday, but I'm going to do my best to give you some good picks here. So, at the pitcher position, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the stud here, Jacob deGrom, who's got a huge pitching advantage here over a low salary batting team, the Kansas City Royals. Jacob deGrom pitching his best ball versus lefty batters, only giving up a .467 OPS versus lefties. He's facing 5 lefties here tonight. The Royals have only hit 4 of his last 22 pitches. That's a 182 batting average. So Jacob deGrom, he was averaging 45 fantasy points per game on the season last year. Had an ERA of 3.08. Record was 5-4. Pitching an average of 85 pitches per game. And he's $10,600 FanDuel salary, $700 less on DraftKings. So I like Jacob deGrom here versus the Kansas City Royals. Now another pitcher you could take a look at here if you want to save some salary is Merrill Kelly. And he's pitching against the Milwaukee Brewers. Merrill Kelly, he's only given up a .603 OPS versus righty batters, facing 4 righties here tonight. I like this pick because the Brewers have only hit 10 of his last 52 pitches. That's a 192 batting average. Merrill Kelly averaged 32 fantasy points per game on the season last year. He has an ERA of 3.37. Record was 13-8. Pitching an average of 93 pitches per game. He's $8,600 FanDuel salary, $1,500 less on DraftKings. So I like Merrill Kelly here versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. So I got another stud pick for you. Value is a little bit hard to come by on this slate here, but I think you'll be able to fit him in. I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and he's batting against Matt Manning. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. batting 15% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .840 OPS versus righties. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is 2 for 3 here versus Manning, and he's $3,900 FanDuel salary, $1,800 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .274, but he is a home run hitter in a good spot here tonight, so I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. here versus Matt Manning. Now, if you want to come down in salary off of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you could take a look at Ty France. And he's got a 68% batting advantage over Hayden Wesneski. So Ty France batting 8% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .798 OPS versus righties. Hayden Wesneski is giving up a .684 OPS versus righties. So there's no at-bats versus Wesneski yet. And Ty France is $3,300 FanDuel salary, $1,500 more on DraftKings. Averaged 10 fantasy points per game on the season last year. has a batting average of .274. So I like Ty France here versus Hayden Wesneski. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. So this tool is really handy for finding value plays. So Cal Rayleigh, he's only $2,900 FanDuel salary, $800 more on DraftKings, and he has a 53% batting advantage over Hayden Wesneski. So you could also save even more salary here if you want to come down from Ty France and play Cal Rayleigh. So I like Cal Rayleigh here versus Hayden Wesneski. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. Okay, so here's a legit value play here. Take a look at Nico Horner. He's got a 20% batting advantage over Chris Flexen. Nico Horner, he's batting a .730 OPS versus righties. Chris Flexen, he's pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 23% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .800 OPS. Nico Horner is $2,800 FanDuel salary, $1,800 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season, has a batting average of .281, scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. Vegas thinks there's going to be 9.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Nico Horner here versus Chris Flexen. Now you also got Ryan McMahon, who's playing in a high-scoring game here. Vegas thinks there's going to be 11.5 runs scored in this game. Ryan McMahon is $3,200 FanDuel salary, $1,600 more on DraftKings. He's 4 for 12 here versus Mikolas, and he is batting to his strong hand versus righties, 18% better than versus lefty pitchers, batting a .779 OPS versus righties. So I like Ryan McMahon here versus Miles Mikolas. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like, so here's another value play. Probably my lowest salary pick, I think, on this slate. So you need to save some salary to fit in those studs. Take a look at Orlando Arcia, and he's got a 45% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Luis Cessa. Orlando Arcia batting 24% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .786 OPS versus righties. Luis Cessa, he's pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 22% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .817 OPS versus righties. Now Orlando Arcia, he's 1 for 2 here versus Cessa. Small sample size, but I like the splits, and he's only $2,400 FanDuel salary, $700 more on DraftKings, averaged 8 fantasy points per game on the season, scored 16 and 15 fantasy points in his last 2 games, has a batting average of .244. So I like Orlando Arcia as a value play here versus Luis Cessa. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? So I like Dansby Swanson. He's got a 12% batting advantage over Chris Flexen. Dansby Swanson batting a .749 OPS versus righties. Chris Flexen pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 23% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .800 OPS versus righties. And Dansby Swanson is 2 for 4 here versus Flexen with a 1.250 OPS. He's $3,400 FanDuel salary, $2,100 more on DraftKings. Averaged 11 fantasy points per game on the season last year. And he's got a batting average of .277. Vegas thinks there's going to be 9.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Dansby Swanson here versus Chris Flexen. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. So I like Mookie Betts with a 61% batting advantage here over Alex Wood. Mookie Betts batting 15% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .983 OPS versus lefties. Alex Wood pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .860 OPS versus righties. He pitches 46% worse to righties as he does his other pitches. And Mookie Betts is 9 for 14. That's a .643 batting average and a 2.188 OPS versus Wood. He has 3 home runs, a triple, a double, and 4 singles. So Mookie Betts absolutely destroys Alex Wood. He's $3,800 FanDuel salary, $2,400 more on FanDuel. Averaged 13 fantasy points per game on the season last year. Scored 35 fantasy points in his last game. Scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. Has a batting average of .269. So I like Mookie Betts here versus Alex Wood. So I think this is my favorite play on the slate when you factor in his matchup and his salary. Take a look at JD Martinez with a 73% batting advantage over Alex Wood. JD Martinez batting 27% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .998 OPS versus lefties. Alex Wood pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 46% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .860 OPS versus righties. And JD Martinez is 2 for 3 here versus Wood with a 1.667 OPS. So he's 700 less than Mookie Betts on DraftKings. On FanDuel. He's $3,100 FanDuel salary, $2,100 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .274. So I like JD Martinez here versus Alex Wood.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.